Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first episode of HauC3ast. I'm joined with Colin and Zabrak. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Speak, dumbass.
I'm not here, sorry.
No.
Come on, man.
You're not here? Why are you not here? I thought you were here. I mean, this was
No.
scheduled.
You were
No?
wrong.
I'm just not right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, welcome back to the first episode. We kind of had like a plan, and then we completely forgot what that plan was.
You don't need a plan.
We're professional.
We are professional. Have you seen our? Have you seen our? We got one guy who doesn't have a camera, one guy who just got his camera, and one guy who, like, I want to say probably has the most professional looking setup, despite
you are
having
professional.
this.
Yeah,
Well,
I just threw a blanket over
professional.
some of my stuff.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That's just a blanket.
I can't. I don't even have enough room to put my green screen up.
At least you have a professional looking mic, so you at least seem professional.
Yeah, and then I have the NVIDIA broadcast background blur to just make my camera look a little bit better and make it not look like a Logitech C920.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not that.
Totally not. Absolutely not at all. We are not sponsored by Logitech at all.
What the fuck is a Logitech?
Not a real place.
I've never heard of that brand before.
Never.
Logitech.
Is that all you have to say is Logitech?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else that needs to be said?
Fair point. So, how's everyone's week been so far?
Been good.
My week was okay. I mean, I had a birthday.
Yeah.
That was fun.
What,
4-day
you're
weekends,
46 now, right?
Yeah, definitely 46, yeah.
Yeah, and you're hanging out with kids. A little weird.
That is a little weird, you're right. But
I don't want to be here anymore.
Why not? You're literally contractually obligated to be here.
I don't think I am.
You signed the contract.
How? Oh.
Fuck.
You're in the Discord group.
Yeah, that means you signed the contract.
That is the contract.
You didn't see the fine print?
I can't read.
Your soul is now property of HauC Industries.
You can't. Okay, wait. You can't read. Then how have you figured out Discord?
That is a good point.
What's Discord? Fucking dumbass.
Oh my god.
Oh
no.
This is going fantastically.
This is going great.
So
this went so much better than. Yeah, the one episode of Beans and Asphalt.
Yes.
Beans and Asphalt isn't a real place. Don't get your mind.
I didn't say it was a real place, dumbass.
You never said it was a place.
I didn't ask you.
You. Okay. But anyways.
Oh man.
That's what I thought.
What are your guys' thoughts on the new Minecraft combat update?
Trying. Cool.
Something brand new for me to get good at faster than all of my friends.
Exactly.
I can't tell if you're joking or not. I don't remember
He's definitely not joking.
Oh no, that's an actual thing. They're updating combat.
Wait, like again? Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like a mixture between 1.8 and 1.9.
That's awful.
Like there is spam, like spam click.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah, but like there's also I don't know, axes do still have more damage, but less range.
Yeah.
Tridents have an extra block of range. So that's, again, why I'm going to stick to using tridents.
Yeah.
For HauC3ast. Because, I mean, my tridents are pretty fucking overpowered.
Yeah, your tridents are broken.
The funny haha Mark II and Mark III.
Ah, yes.
Don't even suck.
Hmm? Oh, he muted. Pussy.
Okay. Well, let's hop off Minecraft. Let's talk about Ukraine, shall we?
Sure. What new has happened? I mean, I know they still haven't taken over Kyiv, which is so.
They have not. They have not been able to take over Kyiv. Of course, there's still the massive convoy. There's some videos that came out, I believe, a couple days ago, of some fighter jets attacking around a city called pronounced Irpin, which is near around about Kyiv.
Are they not beginning to surround Kyiv? At least partially.
Yeah. There was also a video of a what looks to be a Russian, I believe a Ka-52 attack helicopter getting shot down. That was released
a little bit ago.
That was that was about a week ago. But essentially, the situation is kind of stayed around about the same. The Russians are not really making much of a dent in the Ukrainian forces, and the Ukrainian forces are holding strong as they're fighting tooth and nail for their country. So
I think that Putin seriously underestimated the Ukrainian will to fight back.
He definitely did. He thought this would probably go more like Georgia in 2008. Which
probably expected it to more be like low resistance, like just we're gonna walk in, say, hey, can I have this country? Okay, sure. Yeah. And then, but that's not what happened. It turned into, it turns out people actually care about where they live.
Yeah.
I think that, I think that there's a chance that Ukraine could win.
There definitely is a strong chance.
I don't know how big that chance is just because of the sheer volume of Russia's military.
If there's one thing Russia's good at is just throwing people at a problem. I mean, like, it's just that's what they do. They just throw people at problems.
Have you ever heard of D-Day?
More people. Oh no. I mean, if you have more
even though
people than they have bullets.
That had nothing to do with Russia.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with it.
But it's the same thing. We just threw a bunch of people at the problem.
Yeah. The thing is, I think part of what Putin got a little cocky because they're like, oh well, we have these areas controlled by separatists in Ukraine, and I thought maybe that gives them a really good foothold, but they haven't.
Which, no.
It kind of did in the beginning. They were able to push farther into the country than probably would. Also, Crimea helped out with having that, but they really haven't pushed much farther than those areas, and their progress has been relatively slow compared to I think what they expected.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think their best estimates were that they would have taken over all of Ukraine by now. But
yeah,
we're almost
there was
3 weeks into this.
They expected to fulfill all of their goals in like a few weeks, and they're not even close to finishing at least even one of their goals.
Yeah. They really
congratulations, you took over Chernobyl. Congrats. Have fun living there.
Yeah, cool.
Have fun living there, dumbass.
Yeah. Only reason they went to Chernobyl is because there's a bit of a tactical importance because there's a highway that goes from Chernobyl to Kyiv. And it's pretty much a straight shot. So that's why they went there. As if that highway wasn't there, I don't think they would have bothered really. They might have just walked right past it. Because there's a bit of a tactical significance. And there's also no one in the area, so they can set up an FOW or something.
Yeah, but I wonder why there's no one in the area.
Oh wow, it's almost like a nuclear reactor exploded. Spreading uranium and plutonium all over the place.
It was so devastating.
Yeah.
It's still, my dad watched a there was like this guy, I think, I don't know, he went fishing in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And like the fish he caught were all like deformed basically.
Yeah.
Like
And
the entire
big
area
too.
is still completely fucked.
Yeah, and those fish are big too. Like the radiation.
Have you seen the Chernobyl catfish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're some of the biggest catfish in the world, or something like that.
Pretty sure they are the biggest catfish in the world.
They're huge. Here, hold on. Chernobyl catfish. Let's see here. It's actually in the old reactor cooling pond. But like
oh yeah, they're like what, 13 feet?
Oh yeah, they're bigger than a person. Like these are massive. They're like they're almost like sharks at this point, with how big they are.
And isn't that like almost completely because of the radiation?
Yeah, it's part of it. It's probably because of the radiation. Because catfish don't normally grow to this big. I mean, you can get some pretty big catfish, but not ones that are people sized.
These are way bigger than people.
These catfish are huge.
Yeah.
Like they're unnaturally big, and they're everywhere too. So
the entire area is fucked.
Yeah. It's crazy that the damage that whole thing did.
How long ago did that happen?
It happened. It was 1989, I believe. Here. I think it happened it was 89 or something. 1986, April 26th. So yeah, it's getting on 30 years now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was such a massive mess.
It's honestly so devastating.
Yeah.
Like who's even, was there even someone at fault?
There was a lot of things at fault. It was mostly,
I think that, yeah, there was a lot of things that happened.
A lot of it had to do with just Soviet bureaucracy at the time. That sort of caused it, because they were going to do I believe, an emergency shutdown procedure, and they have to slowly basically throttle back the reactor to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure lots of it was
and they were doing it towards the end of the first quarter, so factories were trying to push out as much stuff for their quotas. So because the reactor is running low, there's a buildup of a lot of, I believe it's xenon, which is not great for radioactive.
I mean, reactors.
Which basically, xenon is a natural, I believe it's a radioactive suppressant, and it will basically slow the reaction too slow. And then, of course, the control rods, which are graphite, well, they were boron tipped, which is it's an excitant for nuclear reactivity. So once they put those in, it spiked the reactor past normal levels, and it blew the top off of it.
Yeah.
It's just it's insane that, of course, the fact it happened, but also just like even people who were there were like, no, it's just on fire. It didn't blow up, and no one really, for a while, no one knew, or at least didn't want to acknowledge what actually happened for a very long time.
It's fine, man.
Yeah,
like,
that was just.
Meanwhile, their children are green.
Well, yeah, they said like, oh, there's a small incident at Chernobyl. Just evacuate. You'll be back in 3 days, and they never came back.
A small
incident. Yeah, they said it was a small incident, and seemed to either they didn't tell the Soviet people that it was the biggest release of nuclear material in the world.
I think it's funny how it's like a small incident at Chernobyl. Say that out loud.
Yeah, you say
a small incident at Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous that they called it small. But it was just because, they were like, oh, well, we're the Soviet Union. Nothing goes wrong in the Soviet Union. And when something actually went wrong, they just deny. And then basically they just waited until the problem got too big for anyone to ignore. And then that's part of why. just because of how bad it got.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they did something about it eventually, but...
Hold on. I need to text my dad.
Why do you have a dad?
Why do you have a mom?
That's a fair point.
That is a very fair point. Yeah, it's just insane that we're still kind of cleaning up the Chernobyl disaster almost, 30 years later.
Big
That it was
internet go burr.
Like just
What did you just say?
And what did you say?
Nothing.
You say big
No,
reaction
say it
go
again.
burr?
No, I'm good.
You're legally obligated to tell us.
Yes.
I don't think I am.
Shit.
Come on, man.
He knows his laws. Damn it.
Yeah, he knows that it's not an actual legally binding contract.
He doesn't know that.
Nothing's legally binding.
But anyways, how are we doing about the entirety of Ukraine? Like, how do we feel about it?
I mean, it's a complete,
Shit
overreach
show.
of yeah, it's a mess. It should not, just because of your paranoia that NATO is going to invade you does not give you any sort of right to invade a sovereign nation whatsoever.
Zelensky is handling it like a Chad, though.
He is
honestly.
He's handling it better than I feel. Yeah, I think Zelensky's handling it better than I feel most world leaders would. The fact he's actually willing to stand with his people and stay in Kyiv, even though it's an incredibly dangerous. It's Kyiv is probably one of the most dangerous places
in the world
right now. It's probably one of the most dangerous. So it's a mess, and it never should have happened. The fact that so many people are going to die from this is just terrible. It's just I don't know it.
Corb.
Yes.
Can you get OBS running and start recording this quick?
Yeah, why?
Because my computer's gonna isolate for a little bit.
Why?
Because it's scheduled to. My dad said he can't not do that.
I feel like we should have waited till next Saturday to do this.
We won't be in the state next Saturday.
Close enough.
We'll be in Florida by then.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. For everyone watching the podcast, there's not going to be a release on Monday.
Yeah, we're going to be out of the state in Florida.
Yeah, I mean we can try to record something via our phones.
Yeah,
but that's not going to go well.
That will be difficult, and I don't really want to do it. So
we need a third person in here.
You're the third person.
You are the third.
I swear I can count. I'm at fourth person.
You can't count. Gosh, we click record and all of a sudden your IQ drops to 2. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, his IQ is 500. Look at his name.
Yeah.
I thought it was negative 500.
Same thing.
I don't think that it is.
Not really.
That means your IQ is negative 500.
500, negative 500.
I feel like if you have an IQ of negative 500, you are brain dead by that point.
Colin.
That's.
Yeah.
You want to hit record on OBS?
Yeah,
as a backup.
I'm having a stroke on my
side. I gotta start OBS.
All right, that's fine.
We are incredibly professional.
Speaking of OBS, what's your guys' opinion on copper?
I need to figure out.
No one has reached our level, and they never will.
I need to figure out how to do some recording things here.
What I did, I took the call and I clicked the pop out button, put it on another monitor, full screened it, and just set a OBS desktop view.
Let's do that.
And then make sure the desktop audio is being captured. I've made that mistake before.
You have?
Desktop audio.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what's your opinion on copper? Like the element.
Audio input.
It's pretty cool. You're using it to build a house.
Mm-hmm. Let's
not do that.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Shit. I thought I was right. Fuck.
I'm too tired for this.
Why are you tired for this?
You knew that this was going to be happening at 9 the entire...
Yeah.
And?
Fair point.
Okay. How long until it isolates?
It should at 9:30. But I just recommend you keep it recording.
Okay, we have 25 minutes. I got 5 minutes to figure this out.
All right. And mine will still be recording the entire time. Just for spacing.
Yeah. We can always just stop the recording and do an intermission there.
Yeah.
And do our first intermission.
Yeah. But I don't know. We moved my computer onto 2 filing cabinets.
Cool. Incredible.
Off of a dresser onto 2 filing cabinets.
Nice. Imagine not
having
having
it's a lot lower. I don't know why something just started playing. That happened on my... Okay. Anyways. Yeah, it's a lot lower now. So I have to rewire a lot of stuff because when I lift my desk up, it gets really tight. And and then next thing you know, you end up with 2 fucked USB ports.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. On your motherboard.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I'm glad. I am glad that my BIOS USB port didn't get fucked.
Oh, that's nice. But you're kind of... if you have any problem with your BIOS and that is toast, you're kind of screwed.
I'd have to get a new motherboard.
Yeah.
How about I just build a full tower? Like the Corsair Obsidian or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that like massive case you can put like 2 systems in.
No, just one system. But like the one that you can put... I could put a second system in this computer. I could put a mini ITX in it.
Yeah.
I
might be able to fit one of mine. I don't know.
Like I could literally have 2 different OSs running simultaneously on this.
Yeah.
Which actually would be really good for streaming.
Yeah,
and recording and whatnot. Because instead of having a secondary computer for that, you just have it inside your first computer.
That's brilliant.
But I don't know. So I now have 7 USB ports.
How many did you
instead of have? 9?
Oh, cool.
And two of those are on my what are you doing, Corbin? He's just moving I don't know. But 2 of the USB ports are on the front I/O headers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very fun.
Very neat. All kinds of fun when you ruin USB ports.
Yeah, but I really do want that huge tower. Mainly because of the like the 16 hard drive slots.
Yeah.
Jesus
Get some of those
Christ.
what is that, the 20 terabyte Seagate Firecoos or whatever?
I don't know, but it like just 20 like removable like drawers almost for hard drives.
Yeah, the hard drive cages.
Also it's 9:29, so
Fog. I'm already recording, so we gotta fix. Don't worry.
all right.
Cool. OBS is still recording. Awesome.
All right. I don't know how fast this is gonna go, but
say it's 9:30 now.
Yeah. Anyways, what else do we want to talk about?
So Brock, anything you've talked? Not at all. Come on, man. Give me some content.
Yeah, give me something that isn't just.
Say something more than 2 letters. You said almost nothing.
Say something more than 2 letters. What do you want me to say?
Give us something to talk about.
Give us some insight. It's me and Camden doing all the talking.
Also, if anyone wants to give Corbin copper, get on to to mc.HauC3ast.gq and mine some copper for him, and he'll pay you, right? Right.
Absolutely, he will.
I don't want to be alive.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sorry. Something tells me that someone doesn't want to be here.
Is it Colin?
Yeah, it's definitely Colin.
Yeah. Definitely, absolutely.
Because Colin hates me. We've already established this.
It's a love-hate.
I don't love you.
I know, I don't either.
Okay.
I hate your guts.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're disgusting.
But I am the one who came up with this podcast.
That is fair. You did come up with it.
I'm the giga genius.
You are the big brain. But I'll give you. That's all I'll give you.
Genius again. I will hurt you.
He said something more than 4 letters. Let's go.
Yo.
Let's go.
This is so stupid.
OBS
this is incredibly
stupid. Having an actual stream.
I am recording. You do not have to figure it out unless you're trying to change your stupid background.
The camera.
What?
Nice.
For those of you who are listening, he's just shaking his camera around.
The picture of his profile picture just
it looks like it's having a grandma seizure. Oh.
And now it's inverted.
Now it's upside down.
Upside down. Let's go. Rotating logo.
The video to simply loop, and it's telling me no and freezing.
Good. It shouldn't. I don't want it to.
It just spiked my CPU usage to 90% in OBS.
Well, yeah, because you have a CPU from what, 2004?
What CPU do you have?
That's a good question. Oh, there you go. Oh, it stopped again.
I'm gonna go with maybe a dual core Intel from like 2000. Like,
obviously, it's the Pentium 2.
Oh, it's a Pentium 2. Ooh.
Obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What else would we want?
Imagine not having an i9.
Imagine not having more than 2 cores. Or is it even a dual core? It's a single core.
Watch me just gets a Threadripper.
Get one of the 3950X with the 64 core, 128 thread.
top of the line Intel CPU from
Top of the line
2000s.
Pentium.
It wasn't even top of the line when it came out.
It was
Pentium was
enough.
like the bargain bin stuff. I mean, I can't.
It's top of the line.
It was the
now.
top of the line for Pentium.
That's true. For Pentiums, it was probably great. I bet for Pentiums, this thing could just destroy anything that you would do with a
Sorry,
Pentium.
are we talking about Pentiums or the Threadripper right now?
We're talking about Pentiums.
Pentiums.
Because that's more
Yeah,
fun.
Pentium Threadripper.
Yes. It has
Threadripper's
2
my
cores
favorite
and
Pentium.
64 threads.
It runs at 1.3 gigahertz.
Clock speed of a blistering 1.2 gigahertz.
You can overclock it to 1.4 gigahertz if you're feeling really lucky.
You can take it from 1.25 to 1.26 if you're feeling really risky. But that overclock is unstable.
Yeah. It might melt.
It catches on fire, man. You can grill a piece of, you can cook some bacon on
Could you
top of that
imagine
bad
a
boy.
CPU that's just entirely made out of wood?
How would that work? Catch on
No,
fire
okay,
second
no, let
after
me rephrase that. Like the actual CPU, like the way it works is like how it normally is. But instead of metal that can melt,
so
you
like
just
the,
use wood that can burn.
You have to replace it every time you play a game.
Wait, is it not supposed to be like that?
No.
No. Uses wooden thermal paste. Uses wood paste as thermal.
Was I not supposed to use wood glue as thermal paste?
Uses wood putty as thermal paste.
There's 2 problems with that. 1, it's not thermally conductive. 2, you have permanently sealed your CPU to your cooler. Assuming it has one, because it's a laptop, it probably has like some heat pipes, and that's it.
Imagine not having water cooling.
I don't water cool. I've got air cooling.
I only have a water, like the generic water cooling, like CPU
Oh, so it's like
cooler.
an AIO. Yeah.
It's not like custom water cooling. I don't have a GPU water cooler.
Yeah.
However, I do want to get one.
Yeah. I do. I just don't want to deal with water cooling. That's my problem. I just don't want to do the work.
There was a guy on YouTube who was running SLI, and he said, "Bottom Teensy does exactly what the bottom graphics card on my computer does. Absolutely nothing."
Yeah, say, why would you run SLI now?
There's can't.
No reason. Oh yeah, that's true. They stopped supporting that last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
At least NVIDIA did. I know Crossfire hasn't existed since the early 2010s. So.
SLI, what the fuck is that?
I know you could run 3090s on SLI, but it honestly hurt the performance more than it actually
helped,
did. Yeah, it helped. I watched it.
It was better just to run one.
Yeah, it was faster to run one. The FPSs were higher. I don't even know why NVIDIA released. I don't know why NVIDIA, if they weren't going to support SLI for very long, I don't know why they even released NVLink. I don't even know why they released the NVLink bridge or even put the fingers on it for 3090s. They weren't going to support it for more than a year.
Yeah.
It just seems stupid. And also with how power hungry the 3090 is, you got to have a 2,000 watt power supply to run 2 of them decently.
Yeah.
They consume so much wattage.
Do you know the i9 cores are liars?
Really?
Yeah. They're like, they produce, or they eat up almost double your power. Almost. Really? From what they say. I think they say like 150 or something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Mine
doesn't sound right.
Mine's closer to 200, like 90.
Let's say there's no way your i9 is consuming only 30 watts more than my 4-core AMD CPU is.
Yeah.
There's no way. That's not how that works.
That's not how physics works.
Sure, 150 works whenever you turn down the voltage and are idling, but no, not it.
Oh, who needs physics?
Open one Chrome tab and that thing bumps up to 200.
Just use Firefox.
That's fine on the computer.
But on that note, we're gonna take an intermission. I need some water.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna just click the funny pause button, and we'll see you guys in just a second. Yep. Couldn't get it out. All right. Hello, everyone. We are back. And we have some new topics that we just talked about. Colin, you want to get us started?
Your opinion on the Batman movie?
Yes, we're gonna talk about the Batman movie. There's just heavy spoilers.
Just skip.
Gonna be a lot of spoiling.
I don't actually know how long.
I'll tell you what.
How long do you think we're gonna spend?
I'll tell you what. I'll make the first 5 minutes of this spoiler free. I'll just talk generally about the movie, and then after that, we'll go into spoilers because I.
All right.
Well, all right. So
watch
spoiler
this.
free.
Hold on, I'm gonna set a timer.
All right, set timer 5.
Set timer 5 minutes.
I want to see if you can actually pull this off.
5 minutes.
I probably can.
Starting now.
Okay.
How many times did you watch this movie, Colin?
I watched it this morning at about 11 o'clock at an AMC. I super enjoyed it. It is a very good movie. I wasn't totally sure about. I was excited when I first saw the trailers for it. I wasn't totally sure about Robert Pattinson, but the more I watched it, the more I liked him as Batman.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, he did a good job. I was a little worried, just mainly because Twilight Man. I thought he was gonna be super moody and stuff, but he did all right. And one of the things I liked about the movie, was that Batman. Of course, he's a detective. He actually did more detective work in this movie, I felt like, than just beating guys up all the time. As it feels like a lot of movies just beats guys up, but this one he actually did a fair amount of detective work, which was cool. Of course, the villain one of the villains was the Riddler. So it was really cool seeing how all the clues and stuff panned out with the story, and of course, just like there's a lot of cool Easter eggs and stuff referencing other villains who will probably be in future movies, which is cool. I believe they're gonna make more.
Is this like a new DC universe, or is it the same DC universe?
Yeah, it's separate from the DC universe stuff. The DC universe Batman is
This was just
kind of a dick.
Whatever that guy is, I forgot his name. What's his name?
We'll call him George.
It's not.
Not George Clooney. Call him George. Wait, what are we calling the new one?
I don't know.
George.
We'll call him Robert or something.
Rick.
We'll call him Rick. We'll just call him Robert.
George and Rick.
Robert Pattinson. Oh, that's gonna get confusing real quick. People are gonna think we're talking about George Clooney.
Then just say George, but not Clooney.
Ben Affleck, that was his name, Ben Affleck.
Okay, I
that was one
like
in DC.
How they portrayed the Riddler.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was awesome.
It was incredible.
The Riddler in this kind of reminded me a little bit of the Riddler in the Arkham games. The Arkham, like an Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, kind of reminded me of that. Not entirely. I think I think the one in the Arkham games is still a little bit more cartoony, but I did really I thought the Riddler was pretty cool, and he was at least not physically he wasn't intimidating, but definitely as a villain he was pretty scary, and I liked that. And I like his overall of course his overall plan, of exposing all the corruption and stuff within the mayor's office and stuff, which is cool.
It's not just take over the world.
No, it's not that. It was just
I hate movies that do that.
Yeah, it gets kind of old after a while.
I'm gonna take over the world.
One of the cool parts in the movie, I think, for me was probably the Batmobile. I really liked it. It was a cool car.
Oh yeah, damn! I love how they did the Batmobile.
It was I love the reveal in the movie. This isn't a spoiler really. This is just a minor thing. When they reveal the Batmobile, it's really cool. He turns it on. The car's spitting flames and stuff, and he goes to start it, and he stalls it out, so it shuts down. It's kind of funny. That was cool. And I liked all the practical stunts they did with the Batmobile, which was awesome. I love practical stunts with cars. and that was sick. And the fight scenes were really well choreographed too. I thought the fight scene in the beginning of the movie was really good, and all the fight scenes later were just super well done. It's just overall, it was a really well done movie, and also really cool shot composition with playing with different levels of focus and stuff. It was just so cool.
How are we looking on that timer?
I need to know how much runtime have I padded here?
You're at 45 seconds.
Okay. But yeah,
do we just end it now and go into spoilers?
I'm just gonna finish up one last thing. I really did. I thought Catwoman was good. I liked Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. She was pretty good. I think better than Anne Hathaway it was in The Dark Knight Rises. She played Catwoman in that movie. I think she was better than that. So yeah, overall it was a great movie. I would definitely recommend it to people who like the Joker because it was a bit of a darker movie. But it was overall an awesome experience. I would definitely go watch it again. And also great at home too. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Look at that.
All right.
All the 5 seconds.
Yeah. And now, how long are we going to spend on spoilers?
I don't know, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because we want to leave a little bit extra time.
Okay.
Start timer, 10 minutes.
Colin, how did you feel about the distinct lack of humor in this movie?
I don't hate it. I'm fine with Batman movies not having any funny.
That's always kind of been how Batman movies
There
were,
was some stuff that was kind of like I think unintentionally funny. I think the part where he stalled out the Batmobile whenever it was first revealed was kind of funny, but there wasn't any like objective jokes. I think whenever they introduced the Joker, which we'll talk about the Joker later. I think they're gonna do more of these movies. I think the Joker's be the next one. I think there'll be more comedy just because that's just who the Joker is.
The Joker is a joke.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a clown. But I was fine with no comedy. It's a Batman movie. It's supposed to be like a crime thriller, detective movie with cool fight scenes. I'm fine with no comedy at all.
What do you mean by the Joker reveal?
Oh, at the very end of the movie, the Riddler gets put in Arkham Asylum, right?
I don't think that was the Joker.
That definitely was. I will tell you why. It was so unsubtly hinted at that was the Joker. I thought for a second it was Two-Face because it looked like there was some scarring.
I still thought it was Two-Face. I saw half his face purple and scarred.
I saw some scarring, and that kind of threw me off. But like the laugh and also the reference to being a clown, I feel like that has to be the Joker.
I did see the clown reference, yes.
Yeah, of course. He's like, "You never feel like a clown." I thought that had to have been a Joker. That had to have been him.
I thought it was the Joker at first, but till I saw his face. The Joker's never been portrayed as scarred in the face like that, as far as I can remember.
He has in the Dark Knight. His smile was scars.
You're right, but not his entire face.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things about this Robert Pattinson movie that are different, and I think that might just be one of the things that they're going to change, which I'm honestly fine with. I'm kind of fine with that as long as it's not stupid. And if it's done well, then absolutely, I'm fine with it. But I think
let's just hope it's not Jared Leto Joker.
Oh, there's no way you could make a Joker as bad as Jared Leto did. I don't know why he ever thought he would act, but that's part of why I don't want to watch.
He shouldn't have even acted.
He should have never stopped making. Well, I mean, he still makes music with 30 Seconds to Mars or whatever that band is. But like I don't hate him. I mean, I hate him. That's why I don't want to watch Morbius. I'm kind of like, I'll wait till that comes out on Disney Plus or whatever, as I don't like Jared Leto, and I'm not gonna go pay to see a movie with him in it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I did. I did like the Riddler's character was overall really well written, I think. And I like how there was a certain point where you thought maybe the Riddler knew who Batman was. There was kind of towards the end, but he actually didn't. It was just like he just was gonna kill Bruce Wayne, and Batman just happened to be in the room when he was talking about him. which is interesting. So it
Are you
was kind
telling
of
me he didn't know him?
no, he didn't, because
I was thinking he did.
he was going to kill Bruce Wayne, and I don't think he knew. He might have, but it didn't at least seem like he knew that Batman was in fact Bruce Wayne. I mean, I don't know how. I feel like if you looked at Bruce Wayne, you looked at Batman, you'd be like, yeah, I could see some resemblance. That's the only thing I've never got about Batman was that no one ever like drew the conclusion like, hey, maybe this guy who runs around in a suit with all this cool tech is this rich guy who we don't really see very often. So he's probably out middle of the night beating dudes up.
It's
Maybe
like
that's him.
it's the same thing. So, there's I don't know if you guys know the TV show Titans. It's on HBO Max or something. It displays Robin with like just the mask that he wears, just the eyes.
Right. Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm like,
yeah, you just see.
how do you not see? Like if you see that and you know Dick Grayson, how do you not look at that guy and be like, that's Dick Grayson?
How do you not draw that conclusion at all? That just doesn't.
Like it's literally just covering the outlines of his eyes.
Yeah, he's hiding pretty much nothing. Like if I put a mask over my eyes, you would be like, "Oh, that's just Colin wearing a stupid mask like an idiot."
And it's the same thing with Batman, but he just wears a bit more.
I mean, at least with Batman, he covers a bit more of his face, but he leaves his jawline exposed. At least it kind of hides the shape of his nose, which helps. But like the jawline is exposed, his eyes are exposed. So if you've seen Bruce Wayne, you'd be like, "Well, his jawline and eye color matches Bruce Wayne. That's a little suspicious." And just the cops never thought to look into that in any of the movies, too. As far as I know, they never made that conclusion. It was always like, what? He's Bruce Wayne? No way. That makes no sense.
I feel like this is why I like things like the MCU just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that's like blatantly obvious that should be seen, and it's just also, never seen.
Yeah. And also
let's
the
look
MCU
at the
is
Superman disguise.
Oh yeah, well the Superman disguise is. Yeah, I love how he puts glasses on. Everyone's like, "Who's that?" He takes glasses off. Oh, it's Superman. That doesn't make any sense.
It's like what?
Yeah, that's the one thing I do like about the MCU is the writing. In terms of like planning and writing, it's pretty much bulletproof.
I like how they basically just completely got out of the entire plot hole of Tony Stark hiding who he is by literally just him openly admitting, I'm Iron Man.
I'm Iron Man, dude. Who cares?
He doesn't care. He's a billionaire.
Other than the fact that was the coolest scene in the movie.
Like,
it's just like, that was like, he's just like,
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
Going back to the DC disguise thing, didn't Robert Downey Jr. place like second place in the Robert Downey Jr. Lookalike contest, something like that?
I think
you know
what
I'm talking about, right?
Well, I know Dolly Parton did something like that, where she went into a Dolly Parton lookalike contest and she placed like second or third.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not completely
like, how do you do that?
Unbelievable. I don't even want to know.
How do you look at someone and be like, you know what? You happen to look, act, and sound exactly like Robert Downey Jr. and you have the most and you are the most convincing. It's like, how can you look more like the actual? That doesn't make any sense.
How can you look more like Robert Downey Jr. than Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's just, it's weird.
It's incredibly
dumb. We got way off topic.
It proves that those disguises will work.
Oh yeah, but yeah, we got way off topic with Batman. I did like the Penguin overall as a character. I think he was definitely an interesting guy.
I love how they did the Penguin.
I like how he
just
wasn't
as the mob boss.
Yeah, he's just like, he's not even like it's before he was even in charge of he's just like the left-hand man to Carmine Falcone, which is kind of cool. Which Carmine Falcone is also kind of the right-hand guy to Salvatore Maroni, which means Maroni's in jail at this point. He was already arrested. But it's just sort of it's kind of cool how they did him, and he wasn't super overly cartoonish either.
It's just nice how they redid the villain, so they're not.
Yeah, I like how they took Batman and just sort of like, okay, let's take everything and just ground it. Like even like it's somehow more. I feel like this Batman is more grounded in reality than even the Christopher Nolan ones, which that one was super. That was fairly realistic.
Oh,
There's a couple of parts that were a little off, but I feel like this one they just took everything. We're like, all right, everything has to look like, everything has to feel realistic. Like this could actually be a real place, and all this could actually happen.
No more nanotech.
Oh
yeah. Oh man, I hate nano. I hate I could go on a rant about nanotech and stuff like that as excuses for stuff changing.
Every time they
to.
can explain something, quantum or nano.
That was just the excuse for them changing Master Chief's armor in Halo 4 was like nano machines or something. That's just
it's so stupid.
But anyway,
I will say
again.
I did like the Mark 50 armor.
No, the Mark 5, the old school stuff.
No, the Mark 50.
Mark 50.
That was the one in
Iron Man?
No, that was the one in Infinity War. Mark 50 was Infinity War.
About Iron Man. I thought we were talking about
No, I'm talking about the nanotech.
Okay, yeah, that was a cool suit. I'll admit, it was a cool suit.
The Mark 50 was
it was all
Infinity
like
War.
nanotech stored inside of like the arc reactor thing.
I feel like the way they did that was okay.
It was cool, yeah, and it made sense because it feels like a natural progression of the suit.
Yeah. Also, I think we should stop talking about the spoilers.
Oh shoot, we only talked for like 2 minutes about the Batman movie.
All right, anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, Mark 85. So he jumped from Mark 50 to Mark 85 from Infinity War to Endgame.
Yeah. I don't think he made 85 suits in that time, unless he made a bunch of.
No, he did.
Oh, he did?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Or is it just like a bunch of?
I think it was like a bunch of prototype stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's impressive.
I know one of them was the rescue armor.
Yeah.
For Pepper.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cool. If you want to make 35 suits in only 5 years, okay, cool.
I mean,
that's 7 suits a year, which is that's impressive, honestly.
I mean, if you can, why not?
Yeah, honestly, if you got the money and you got the spare time, sounds like fun.
But
it's like building like guns.
I do really like how they did that. I think that's the one excuse for nanotech.
Yeah, just it's like by the time Infinity War rolled around, like he'd already basically maxed out the potential of the standard Iron Man armor, where it's actually a physical suit. This just feels like, you know what, it makes sense as a progression.
Like the Mark 50 armor was literally named Bleeding Edge. It was literally the cutting edge of his mind.
Yeah, well, I want to say that there was a suit that came. I think maybe it was in Iron Man 3 that was sort of like a prototype for that idea.
The Mark 42.
Or at least, yeah, I think. Well, not the Mark 42. It was a specific suit that he designed to be put inside of himself, and it would. I think it was in a comic book. That's kind of where.
That sounds like comic book. He infused it with his nervous system.
Yeah, it was in a comic. I think it was in a comic book.
That was the comics.
I know it was in a comic book for sure, and that's kind of where the idea for Mark 50 came around, which is a cool looking suit. It was. We completely hopped off topic from Batman, but
I'm much more well versed in MCU.
I know, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. But do you guys think that there's gonna be this new universe where Batman is gonna continue?
I mean, I know they're gonna make more Batman movies. They've said they're gonna make 3, kind of like The Dark Knight. So
I think this one was well received enough to the point that they will probably.
Oh yeah, well,
make more very soon.
I think it's fantastic, and I would be willing to watch multiple of those of Robert Pattinson Batmans if they're going to be that good.
Same here.
Because people said oh, this is going to be your favorite Batman. I was kind of skeptical because one of my all-time favorite superhero movies is The Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan. It's a fantastic film, and I walked out of the theater and I was like, that was really good. That was on par with The Dark Knight in a lot of ways. And I feel like there was some stuff The Dark Knight did better, but there was a lot of stuff that I think was just so fantastic.
Yeah, I see what you're
All
saying.
the fight scenes and stuff. Also, just like there was no, at least the CGI that they did. I think some of the explosions were CG, but it was very well done and it wasn't overblown. I feel like that's part of the problem I have with some of the Marvel movies nowadays. Is there's so much
It's
CG? It's just
yeah.
kind of not my like. I really like good practical effects, and that's part of why I love
Yeah. I think that with the
Christopher Nolan.
MCU, they kind of have to do that at this point
Yeah,
because they
I feel like
have
they've
to
gotten
keep one
so
upping
big. Yeah,
themselves. They have to keep
yeah,
getting better and more like into new like the Avengers have gone to other worlds already now.
yeah,
Like how
Where
can you
can you go
get
from there?
how
yeah.
can you get
They've
practical? Yeah, where do you go from there?
yeah. They kind of
First
have
it was the
gotten to a
city,
point
and
where
then
they
it was
have
the
to use
world, then it
copious
was
amounts
the
of CGI.
galaxy. What are they supposed
Yeah,
to do now?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like
It's
I just feel like too often some movies are over reliant on CG, and I'm like I like CGI. Just I feel like there needs to be a balance between practical and CG effects.
Yeah. Oh, that's why they're moving
I
into
just hope this
multiverses
Batman
too.
movie doesn't share the same effect that most like DCU movies share, where they try to put too much story into the sequels.
Yeah, I feel like I think we might be okay with this one because it's not part of the garbage DCU universe.
Yeah.
I didn't like the DC universe whenever I didn't like this. I did not like the Snyder cut. I felt like I feel like the Snyder cut was
My mom really wanted
horrendously
me to
over.
watch it with her, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. It's gonna be the exact
It's
same thing.
for
It's gonna be the exact same
The
dog
Snyder
shit.
Cut was a
it's
little better than
4
Justice
hours
League.
long. It was
It
4
was
hours
4
long.
hours long, which is
It
kind
was
of awful, but it
4
was
hours long, and it was divided into like 6 parts, and there was people defending it like, oh, it's supposed to be watched like a miniseries. I'm like, but it's a movie, not a
yeah,
miniseries, and
it
it
is
feels like,
not supposed to be a miniseries.
and I
It
feel
was
like
good, but
there
it's
were some
long.
people acting like the Snyder Cut was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it honestly wasn't. I
It
would give it
was
like
pretty good,
I would give it a 65. Honestly, I didn't think
but
it was all that.
it's just an alternate cut.
It's
Like,
Yeah,
repetitive.
it's very. I mean, I will give. I did like all the redone CGI for Steppenwolf. I did like that.
it's literally just
It
there
was
if you wanna
good,
watch it.
but
It's just another cut.
I feel like it was too long, and
I
I
think
mean,
that
people.
yeah,
It was way too long. 4.5 hours is stupid. I don't.
like
I
I
don't want to
think
watch a
that
movie that long.
Endgame was cutting it close.
Yeah, I feel like even this new Batman one, it's about 3 hours ish long, and even there are some parts I'm like, let's go, let's pick this up. And
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
like,
that
I like three
once you
hours is pushing it for
cross,
a movie.
yeah,
Once
once
you
you
get
cross
past
the
3 hours,
3 hour
yeah,
mark, it's like all right,
yeah,
you
it
need to
gets
have
just
a lot.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's why I
I
don't like
think
the Lord
at
of the
least
Rings
with
movies.
Endgame, they managed to successfully do that
Yeah,
correctly while
it
having a
didn't
long.
yeah it didn't feel like it slowed down because I feel like some of these 3 hour long movies they kind of slow down almost too much where it feels like it's kind of crawling. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what it was with the beginning of the Snyder Cut was an absolute slog. It was just so much of nothing until Steppenwolf went to the island of wherever Wonder Woman's from. Then it kind of picked up, but it just feel like it feels like that movie just didn't have a climax almost. It just felt like it was like kind of like this, just like, oh, is this it? This it? This it? There we go. It just
Yeah.
it was. I just feel like the Snyder Cut was overrated, but I feel like for 3 hours long, I almost feel like we need like a half hour, like an hour and a half, in between, like an intermission almost to get up and stretch. Because like when I left the movie theater, my legs were just
Oh, you
absolute
saw the
jelly.
Snyder Cut in the movie theater.
No, I saw the Batman. I did not watch Snyder Cut in theater. I was
Oh,
like,
I was about to say, I feel so bad for you.
because well, Snyder Cut wasn't ever released in theaters. It was only right to HBO Max.
Was it not? I swear it was.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Part of also another reason why I hate the Snyder Cut is the aspect ratio. They shot it for IMAX screens. It was never released in theaters.
Yeah.
You shot it in 4:3 aspect ratio, and it kind of gave me a headache because these massive black bars on either side of the screen, and it just. Oh man.
On that note, we're pretty close to running out of time.
Yeah, we've been going on a while.
We've been going for an hour. Any closing statements, boys?
Honestly, watch the Batman. It's a good watch. It's worth
Watch
it.
Batman.
It's
That was
worth the
incredible.
it's worth the tickets. It was a really, really good movie. I'm
We're not
excited to see what
sponsored.
other. We're not sponsored by Batman.
Sadly.
I just happen to really like the movie.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
We're
yet.
not
Oh man,
sponsored.
wait until the Batman 2 when we get sponsored by them.
All right.
Get sponsored
When
by
that
Batman.
comes out 3 years later or whenever that's supposed to come out. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, and you're on YouTube, leave a like. I guess why not?
Where else would they be?
That's true. We've only
Um.
uploaded to YouTube so far.
Yeah. We still need to make the channel.
They're on.
Yeah, we do. We have not made the channel yet.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. Be sure to join the house at invite.hauc3.gq. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at hauc3.gq. And that's about it. See you guys.